Welcome back, everybody. So we have some stuff to talk about. If you guys caught our last video, it was full of eventful things. Very eventful video. The ducks, the little duck got in the pen with Cora and Leesky, and they were sitting there babysitting it pretty much. I think they played with it a little bit, but I was able to get it before they didn't hurt it, and I put it back with the mom. There's some of them right there. And if you guys remember the little duck we had over here in the chicken tractor that we hatched out named Solo, because it was the only little duck that we had. And since it was by itself, I went to Tractor Supply and I bought these 4 Golden Comet chickens because I just felt bad. He was all by himself. Well, these chickens and Solo was, big enough to let out of the chicken tractor. It was just time to let them out to be with all the other chickens and ducks. Well, we let Solo out and everything was going fine. It was like 2 days later, I noticed the male ducks being mean to Solo. And so I tried to separate them and I put them back in the chicken tractor. Well, the next day I let him out again and everything was fine. Well, I woke up the next morning and the 2 male ducks had pretty much done a big number on Solo, and I actually had to end up putting him down. And then, if that wasn't enough, you can see now we only got 3 big adult ducks. We had 2 males and we had 2 females. Hey Mojo, come here. He said, I want to cover my ears. I don't want to hear this part, Dad. There's the little ducks right there. Well, so the day after the male duck attacked Solo, we had already let these ducks out. You guys have already seen the baby ducks running around the yard and stuff. They're growing super fast, by the way. Well, one of the male ducks, not this one right here, but the other male duck kept going up to these little ducks and grabbing them by the back of the head and like trying to pull their heads off and just being very mean and cruel. So that duck's no longer on the farm. That male duck is gone. Look at them. I don't know what they're doing. Mojo said, I don't want to hear that story. Mojo, come here. He said, call me when you got food. Anyways, everybody's taking off running. So anyways, life on the farm, you guys know we give it to you real. We don't hide all the stuff from you. Sometimes animals and things just don't work out. That's not how I wanted that to go, but that's exactly what it did. I don't believe in being a bully. I don't believe in being mean to others. And that duck was being absolutely mean. And really, we didn't need 2 male ducks. We only have the 2 female ducks, so we only really need 1 male. And that's only if we want babies. We really don't even need another male duck because pretty much we just like watching the ducks and listening to them. And we enjoy cooking with their eggs. These girls, they lay a lot of good eggs. So they're good ducks to have. And now we got 3 babies. And I don't know if they're male or female yet. It'll take probably another couple months before we'll be able to tell what they are for sure. You want to say hi? Hello, Smeagol. Everybody says hi to you too. Where'd Skeeter go? He was out here with me. Somewhere. Anyways, we're fixing to go feed. I think I showed you guys this a couple videos back, but my blackberry plants, that storm that came through the other night, it did a number on some of the stuff. But we got some of our blackberries. Man, these are some big blackberries. Look at this. These are the thornless blackberries that we got planted here in this raised bed. I need to get the weeds out of it, but I have been eating these. And I've also been freezing some because I got a special project that I'm fixing to start sharing with you guys here before long. But I absolutely love blackberries. It's one of my favorite fruits, you might say, or berries. It's hard to beat the wild ones, but being able to pick them right here in your front yard without getting in the chiggers and the ticks and the thorns, these thornless ones, I think they're the way to go. So I really enjoy these. Rachel makes a killer blackberry cobbler. Very good. Had to beat the wild birds to them. All right, so last video you guys saw Cora and Leesky was out there with that baby duck. Something else was going on and I don't remember what it was. I went and checked the fence line on the trike, but there was something else going on and I sure don't remember what it was. I'll have to go back watch my own video. But I told you guys we downsized the geese. We are down to 5 geese. We sold the 2 pairs and it's a little quieter around here. So let's get some feed. We'll walk back out here and check on the picos and feed all the birds. See how the emus are doing. They've been swimming here lately in their swimming pools because we are now in the summertime and it is hot. So let me grab some food and we'll head back over there. I'm getting bombarded by chickens. There you go. All right, we gotta make some room. I got chickens, ducks, turkeys, little ducks, cats. I mean, we got everything around here. It's crazy, but look how big these little ducks are getting. And I had a lot of people on the last video say, oh, I'm worried about that little duck. Is it okay? I'm afraid the dogs hurt it. The dogs did play with it a little bit, but they never actually hurt it. Whenever I set it down in the video, it kind of looked like it was maybe limping a little bit, but it had nothing wrong with it at all. But I don't trust the dogs with birds. I think if it would have stayed in there very much longer, they may have played with it a little too rough, and it probably wouldn't have made it. So luckily we got out there and we found it in time. There's another one of the turkeys. I hear a baby somewhere. Oh, here comes the baby. Look, the mama and the baby's talking. She said, Mama, Mama. All right, Mojo, I got your food now, buddy. These little turkeys are growing pretty quick, too. And the mom's raising them all by herself. All right, let's see who's going to steal my food. The ducks, the chickens, everybody. Mojo, come on, buddy. Mojo! Come on! But he ain't gonna come today. Yep, I don't want to get too close to this turkey because this mama is very protective and she will flog me. I know she will. Here comes Mr. Walt, the dad. I don't know if this camera does justice on how beautiful of a turkey he is. He's all fanned out and showing off. And where is Mojo? Smeagol, go get Mojo. Mojo, come on, buddy. Mojo. I don't know where he went. He must went back around the house. I guess he'll get hungry. He'll come. Hey, little turkey. Are you waiting for me to feed you? The chickens are... Hey, this is for everybody. Get off the gate. Alright. Mojo, come on, bud. I think he gave up on me because I was taking too long. Alright, don't jump on me, girls. That means the bucket too. Hey. I got 2 goats that always try to jump up and stick their head in the bucket. It's very annoying. If you don't move, I'll feed you. Mojo! He still ain't coming, is he? Josie, you're not a goat. Why are you eating in a goat feeder? So, like I said, it is a lot quieter with 4 less geese, but they're still pretty loud. I had a lot of people say that it was hard to hear me talking on some of the videos. because we had too many geese. And you're right. When you have 9 geese, adult geese, it gets super loud. It still gets loud with these 5 geese, but right now they're eating, so they're not too bad. And every time we come outside to fill the waters up and all that good stuff, we give the big birds here a bath. They absolutely love the water hose. Right, your name? Right, your name? So we should be done having goat babies for the year. I think we are done. Now we will work on getting all these small kids all grown up, and we'll get them weaned, and then we'll start downsizing going into fall time. Hopefully we keep getting the rain here and there, and that will keep all the grass warm, like I said, or grass green. Like I said, we're now in the summertime, so the temperatures are getting warmer and it's getting hot, and usually about in July is when our grass starts drying up because the rain kind of slows down a little bit usually, and the hot temperatures just kills the grass, and that is not good when you have ruminant animals that depend on grass. And usually by this time we're cutting down on our feed, but we had kids later in the season this year just because the last couple winters has been very harsh here. It's a lot harder on the moms and the babies when it's super cold, so we tried to push that back a couple months, and it actually worked out great this year. But if we can keep getting the rain, you know, at least a good ½ inch every week or so, that will keep the grass green and the trees green. They love eating the leaves off the trees and everything else, and that will provide them with a lot of nutrients. And we're a meat goat farm pretty much. That's primarily what we are, a meat goat farm. We don't sell every one of our goats. It doesn't go to a market just for meat. When we say we raise meat goats, a lot of people buy our goats to make their own herds for meat goats, or these are also brush goats. These are like a dual purpose goat. We don't milk our goats. These aren't dairy goats, but a lot of people buy our goats and start their own herds and stuff like that. Even if we take them to an auction, a lot of them go to other farms and they're used for breeders. This year we're going to be selling some females along with the males. This year we got a lot more males, and usually goat farms that raise goats for meat, that's where they make their money, off the males. You get as many as you can, take them to market when they're that ideal weight, and hopefully get some good money out of them. But first we got to get them up to size. And so like I said, we usually aren't feeding feed this time of year. You guys can see behind me, they got all the grass and stuff, but we got to get these kids up to size, and they do have grass, but it will take a lot longer just trying to eat grass and grow than just eating feed and grass. Plus the moms are still nursing some of them, and it's very important that they get that extra nutrition through the feed for the milk production, and that will actually help those little kids grow a lot faster too, so they can start eating grass and food and all that. Well, there's Mr. Skeeter, and there's Cora standing way over there on the other side of the pond. Let's take a look and see what she's doing. Cora girl, what are you doing? You ready to eat? She said, no, I'm gonna lay down under this tree. She said, this is my favorite spot. I like to watch the pond. The other night when I was riding that trike around the pond, I seen a snake in it. It wasn't a harmful snake. It was just some kind of little water snake or something like that. So anyways, let's go. I left Mojo's food up there. I'm gonna have to feed him here in a minute. I don't know if he just got tired of waiting on me, or if he got too hot or what. It's well into the evening. We got about an hour of light left. But like I said, it's summertime, it's hot now. So we're trying to feed later and later to hopefully that will allow time for all our animals to kind of cool down a little bit. You guys know how it is when you're outside all day working or just walking or whatever. You come in and your wife's like, hey, dinner's ready. And a lot of times if you're out in the hot sun, you don't feel like eating right away. So that's why we're trying to wait and feed a little bit later in the evening. However, I'm pretty much talking for dogs because the chickens and goats will eat anytime. I don't think anything affects them. So let me grab some dog food and some more goat food and go check out on the kids. We got a few kids that seem to be growing super fast. I want to update you guys on. Hopefully I don't forget. So these small kids right here, that red feeder right there, they still have the 18% creep feed in there. Or actually it's a grow feed for goat and sheep, and they're doing quite well on it, so we're gonna keep pushing that to them. But I am also feeding those kids the same food that you guys see me feed all our birds and our other goats. And here comes Cora and Leesky. And all the goats here. What y'all doing? Hello, Mrs. Goat, what do you know? You got anything to say? That is Daryl's mama. That's Daryl's mama, right, Mr. Leesky? You might not remember who Daryl is for sure, but I know who his mom is. So, Miss Cora, you gonna come eat, girl? Here, let me set this camera up because I get tired of crushing these eggs in my hand. I get tired of it. Hey, Miss Cora, Mr. Leesky man. Come eat, Cora. I said, oh, it's too early, I'm not gonna eat. Shh, get out of there. Alright, let's go feed these goats, so we'll leave the dogs alone. Alright, we'll save the rest for the kids. So these young kids are actually starting to get used to us coming out here and feeding. You guys want some food? Huh? You guys want some different food than what's in your treat feeders? So we got a couple of very good looking goats. I hear one stuck back there by the pond. So I'm going to point some out. So this white with the black neck right there, that is a really good looking buck. That black one's a very good looking buck. This one right here, he's a pretty good looking buck. He's growing pretty good. And I'm going to have to walk back there and rescue one that's got its head stuck. So, hey, little black goat. Alright, so the goats are doing good. Everybody's doing good. Cora has finally quit crying. We've had a lot of people leave a lot of awesome comments on the video I did a couple videos back talking about Cora was upset about us weaning the goats and all that. Don't let her eat your food, Cora. So these dogs just don't have much of an appetite in the summertime. They'll eat, but just not like they do in the wintertime. And you'll notice our dogs will lose 10, 15, or 20 pounds a piece when the warm temperatures pick up. It's crazy, but they just don't eat as much in the summertime when it gets hot. Yeah, you're a good girl. Tell them you quit crying, didn't you? She still whimpers a little bit whenever she wants attention from us, but she don't cry, sit here and cry all night. The goat kids aren't crying anymore. They're pretty much considered weaned now. They're eating their own feed. They're not crying. Keep them fresh water. They got tons of weeds and grass in there and access to feed 24/7. So now we're just gonna get them grown and hopefully get them to at least 50 pounds. And we'll load everybody up in the trailers. We got some goats, some adult goats we're gonna be getting rid of on both pastures, both herds. And then we should be downsizing pretty good going into winter and fall. So I'm gonna get off here, quit jabbing my jaws. I gotta go rescue a goat. I can't even see it. It's back there somewhere. Bad thing about these goats, when they're starting to grow their horns, they get about this tall, they can still stick their head in this field fence, and they get stuck. They get their heads in there and their horns are just the right length. They can't really pull them back out, so you got to be careful. But once they get about 8 to 12 months old, usually their horns are big enough that they can't hardly get their head in this fence. If you look at some of our big goats over here, the Kikos, most of them can't even get their head through the fence, and that's a good thing. We leave their horns on for handles, because if we didn't have horns on most of these bigger meat goats right here, you ain't gonna be grabbing them and working them. That's pretty much our handles to grab them and do what we need to do with them. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and like this video, and we'll see you next time. That grass feel good on your belly, Skeet?